Hi, everybody. I'm Lea Symonds, a technical support rep here at SUMO Scheduler, and I'm delighted to welcome you to our 6th webinar hosted by our team. Today, we have an exciting session lined up where we'll be looking into some of the SUMO objects. I'm joined by Angela McKnight, our Customer Success Director, and she'll be leading us through the demo. For those that aren't familiar with SUMO Scheduler, is a Salesforce native appointment and event scheduling platform that takes the headache out of booking meetings and scheduling events. In doing so, this enables companies to focus on developing customer relationships that drive growth while getting some time back in your day. By the end of today's webinar, you'll learn about the uses of some of the SUMO objects. You'll learn where the different objects are and what they're used for, and some of the features that you may not know about. And last but not least, you'll have the opportunity to engage with our SUMO team directly with Q&A. Speaking of which, we'll be using the chat functionality within Zoom meeting to address any questions that you may have with a bit of help from our team. Please feel free to ask any questions at any time and we'll do our best to answer them. If we cannot get to your questions immediately, we will post the Q&A along with the webinar recording after this session. Okay, Angela, let's get into the fun part and show everyone some of the SUMO objects.
Great, thanks, Lea. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is go to SUMO services/skills. So we all probably know what services/skills are, but there might be some stuff that you guys might not know about. But the first thing that happens when you come here and click new is you get this screen that says appointment services or host skills. They're basically the same thing, but appointment services are for SUMO appointments and host skills are for SUMO events. SUMO appointment services are required. Host skills are optional and something that you can use with our events. So just to kind of demo this, I'm going to create an appointment service for you. So the first thing that you're going to do is give it a name, and then you can set the duration. So how long is this appointment going to last? You can put a color that you want it to appear on the SUMO multi-calendar. You can add a pre-buffer or a post-buffer. Don't forget, buffer times can be added at the service level, at the user level, or at the global level. I can come over here and decide if this is only going to be video conference, our location, your location, or phone. Maybe I want this to only be a video conference meeting. I can set it like that. I can set a reschedule limit. So how many times can this appointment type be rescheduled per participant? And then a message that they would receive once they've hit that limit. I can add a description. This will be added to the online scheduler. When the customer sees what the service is, this can give them a little bit of description about what that service is, and then some details. And then when I'm done, I can go ahead and click save or save a new and go ahead and create another one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And then once I'm here, then some of you guys will see the details here, and then there'll be a related over here. In my org, I've got the related list down here at the bottom. You'll see a services skilled offered. So if I want to add somebody else somebody that can offer this service, so host this type of an appointment, I would come here and I would click new, and then this is my service. And then I could go ahead and choose my user. And then I can set Angela to have a daily, weekly, or monthly limit for this specific service. So if this service is super intense and requires a lot of prep, maybe I only want Angela to have to do one of these appointment types per day. I can set this here to 1, and then she would only be scheduled for one of these appointment types per day. And then I can click save, or again, save and new and add somebody else that can offer this service. I do have the ability to upload in a file the services offered records. If I have a lot of users, maybe this is my first time setting it up and I want to add 20 or 30 different users, I do have the ability to import that information. The next object I'll go ahead and go to is going to be SUMO locations. And you'll see that I already have some locations in the org. But if I wanted to go ahead and create new, I could click new, and then I can give the location a name. And then I can apply a phone number, a fax, a website, a mile radius. If I want appointments to be scheduled within a mile radius of here, if I'm going to the customer's location, then it would set a mile radius there. That's something that can be set up in the SUMO admin settings at the process. You can do it by radius or by zone. I can assign an area to this specific location. So I'm going to go ahead and do New York. We'll go into areas in just a second. I can also do the same thing here with applying a location. So maybe this location is only going to offer our location. So no phone calls, no video conferences for this specific location. I can do a street, a city, a state, a zip, a country. Just keep in mind that if it's going to be our location and not video conference or phone, you will call us. You'll want to have this information here so the customer, when they're booking that appointment, they know where they're going. You'll also want to have it geocoded here, especially if you're going to use it with the online scheduler. So you can add location details, and then your geolocation would come down here. If you have a Google Maps API key, this will automatically populate for you. Or once you've created it, you can click that button that says update geolocation. If you don't have a Google Maps API key, this will be something that you'll have to look up. For me, I just go to Google Maps, type in the address, and it kind of gives you that latitude and longitude in that URL. So I can go ahead and click save or save in new to create a new location. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. Don't forget, locations are where your SUMO users are going to define their availability against. So where they're going to be working. So there's that button right there that I was talking about just a second ago, the update geolocation. So if I have a Google Maps API key in this org, I can click that and it will automatically update that geolocation. I'm getting an error because I didn't add any of the street, city, or any of those types of things. Okay. The next object I'm going to go ahead and go to is areas. So areas kind of only have one purpose. So this will give you the ability to kind of sort your locations as they appear on the SUMO multi-calendar. So usually in the SUMO multi-calendar, you see the locations in alphabetical order, but maybe you have some locations that are in New York and some that are in Pennsylvania or South Carolina, any of those places, and you don't want them to appear on the multi-calendar in alphabetical order. You want to see those states listed in like different groupings. Areas will allow you to kind of group the multi-calendar into those sections. So if I go ahead and click new for area, it's pretty simple. You just give it a name, and then when you create that location is where you assign the area to that specific location. So if I wanted to do a new area, I could add the name there and hit save, and then save in new if I wanted to create another one. Okay. The next one I'm going to go to is SUMO resources. And this is not to be confused with SUMO resource pools. So resources are going to be different things that you want available for your appointments or events. So in this case, I have a conference room created. If you go ahead and click on new, you'll see the different record types that are available out of box. You do have the ability to add or create a new record type if you wanted, something different, maybe a vehicle or some sort of equipment that maybe you need to be able to schedule with, and you don't want that equipment to be able to be kind of double booked. So for this case, I'm going to go ahead and do laptop and click next. I would give it a name. So laptop 1, what location it's going to be available in. So it's going to be available in that Watertown location. And then I can go ahead and give it a description. I can click save or save in new. And then when someone's going to book that appointment internally, whether it's the new appointment from a contact or a lead, or the create button from the SUMO multi-calendar, I can add that laptop there, and then nobody else would be able to book that laptop or that room at the exact same time that I already have it booked for. So that helps you with, booking for conference rooms or equipment that maybe needs to be shared throughout your users. The next one I'm going to go to is SUMO appointment links. So you will notice that SUMO appointment links is not one of these that's up here. You can click this pencil here and add SUMO appointment links if you wanted it to be here. You do have the ability to do that. Or you can go ahead and come here and then search for SUMO appointment links to be able to see that. But for your SUMO appointment links, every time an email and invite link is created, it will show here. And also your personal booking links for any of the users that have personal booking links, they will appear here. Or if you wanted to just go ahead and create a new appointment link, say you want to create an appointment link to send out an email campaign, or you want to put it on your social media or something like that for people to book appointments with you. You just create this, or and then you can save the link. And then you would be able to send this out in an email campaign, or just add it to your email signature. Maybe you want, more than one link in your email signature, or maybe you want to have the link where you have 2 people that are available so that someone can book with you and maybe a member of your sales team, or you and maybe a member of your tech support team, or something to that effect. Okay. And then if you were to click on one of those links that's in the list view there, you would see that link, or after you save it and create a new one, you would see that link there, and that's what you would use to embed into your email signature, or you could send out an email campaign or anything to that effect. Okay. The next one I'm going to go to is SUMO event links. Actually, I think this is event types. So SUMO event types is for our SUMO events. So what this is going to do, if I click new and I have events, maybe I have someone that's creating my events for me, and I want to give them the least amount of clicks possible. So I don't want them to have to do a lot of clicks to create that event. I can come here and give this a name. I can select a category. I can choose a color. I can add a description. I can add SUMO location. I can add host and resources and host skills. I can set the duration. I can add custom fields. And what this will do when the person goes to create that event and they choose this event type by name is it's going to pre-populate any of that information that you already populated down here. So maybe you have this big long event description and you don't want the users to have to either copy and paste or to type that out every single time. You can put that event description in here with your links and make it pretty. And then every time they went to create an event using this event type, it would pre-populate that information for them, taking a little bit of the work out of it for them. And same thing with all these other fields, it would create less clicks for that user. And then once I'm done with that, I can click save, or I can click cancel if I don't want to have this one. But then you'll see these different event types would be available in my SUMO admin settings. I can show that to you in just a second for you to be able to add to your process. Next one I'll go to is SUMO event links. So with our SUMO events, you have the ability to create a single event where you can send it out, you can house it on your website, but we also give you the ability to create a static link or a dynamic link. So static links are going to be a link that contains the events that you told it to contain. So you can choose 4 or 5 events that you want to put in there. Maybe it's a specific series. And then it will only contain those events there, and it won't update unless you go in there and update it. A dynamic link, what that's going to do is it's going to add that event that you create every time it's saved and published and meets the criteria. It's going to add it to that link. So this is perfect for people that want to have this link on their website, but they don't want to have to go and update their website every other week with the new events that were added. So what you can do is come in here and give it a name, and then you can add some criteria. So you can see all of my events down here, the training sessions and the informational sessions. So maybe I only want it to be, let's do keyword training session. So if I did keyword training, you'll see that it eliminated all of those other ones. So if I save this link and then the person gets to see it, they're going to see these events that are within the time frame they can register for. And then every time I create a new event that has the keyword training and is saved and published, then it's automatically going to add to this link. That takes the work out of me updating my website or updating my social media or wherever I'm housing this link for my customers to be able to register for this event. And then this is the link that you would launch. You can also copy this link and embed it on your website, send it out in an email, and just like you can with our online scheduler links. And then I can see all of the links that I created. So that way, if I want to easily come back and get another one to maybe send out in another email campaign, I can do that. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to the SUMO admin settings. And here you'll see that I'm in the event scheduler template and I'm on the category tab. You can create a tab up here for it in your list if you want to see it that way. It doesn't come out of box like that, but you can create a new category directly from the template. You can find an existing category or you can create new. So if I go ahead and create new, categories are going to give you the ability to categorize your different events. So if you're familiar with SUMO appointments, when customers go to SUMO appointments, one of the first things that they're asked is kind of what kind of an appointment they want. This is what categories would do. So if you had multiple categories in an event link that I just showed you, it would ask the customer first, like what category they want to see the events for. So maybe there's trainings, maybe there's webinars, maybe there's HR events. It would show them that list of categories. And then after they chose their category, it would display that list of events. So we'll go ahead and do HR events. And then my category label. And then I can choose the color that this is going to display on the SUMO multi-calendar. I can give it a description, and then I can assign this template to users, profiles, or groups. So that way, only certain hosts can be added to this specific category. So maybe I'm going to add these two people, and they'll be the only ones that can host an event with this specific category. It works very similar to the skills, but this is just a different way to be able to do that. Again, categories are optional and not something that's required, just something additional for you to utilize with our SUMO events. And you'll see now that it's been added here. I can edit it or I can delete it once it's there. And then coming back here, this is where you'll see those event types, and you can find an existing event type or you can create an event type directly from here as well. That's the what I just showed you, but I showed it to you through the object itself, but it's the same thing. It's just squished a little bit smaller. So I can come here and find an existing one, and that's that test event type that I just created for you guys. And then I can submit it, and it would be added to this event scheduler process when I went to go create a new event. Okay. The next object that I'll go ahead and show you is resource pools. So what resource pools are good for is maybe I'm the person that's scheduling this appointment, and I'm not quite sure who should have this appointment. I just know it should be someone from the sales team. What I can do is I can create a resource pool with all of my sales users. And then when the person's going to schedule that appointment, they can choose that resource pool, and then it will be assigned to somebody in that resource pool based on the assignment logic that I chose. So right here, if I create a new resource pool, I can give it a name. So we'll name it HR. And then I can assign the template to users, profiles, or groups. So who's going to be available here in this specific resource pool? So let's do Janet, those two users. And then once this resource pool is selected from, new appointment or email and invite, then I need to tell SUMO how I want these appointments to be assigned. Do I want it to be assigned round robin, load balance, priority based, random? I can set those priorities. And then I can also set the round robin, load balance, or random within the priority. Okay, and then I would go ahead and click on save, and then it's available for me to be able to use it. And same thing, if I went to another invite manager process, I would be able to click find an associate and existing, and it would show up here in this list. I wouldn't have to go and create this exact same resource pool for all of my processes. It would just be there and available for me for all of my other invite manager processes. Okay, that is high level, just some of the SUMO objects that we have available. There's also a lot more, but feel free to poke around and ask the support team, log those cases if you have any questions or concerns, or if there's anything that you guys saw in today's demo that maybe that field isn't there for your service, or that field isn't there for your services offered. We'll be more than happy to assist you guys in helping to get those fields on those page layouts for you. Back to you, Lea.
Thanks, Angela. That was an awesome walkthrough. We hope you found the webinar insightful and that you're excited to explore SUMO Scheduler and how it can transform your team's customer engagement dynamics. Remember, our team is here to support you every step of the way. It's time to take action and make the most of what you've learned today. Revisit our content and share it with your team. Our webinar videos are available on multiple platforms, sumoscheduler.com, our CEP knowledge base, and our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, need assistance, or encounter challenges while implementing our solutions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We're here to help you succeed. Last but not least, be sure to join our next webinar. It's an opportunity to deepen your understanding of SUMO's variety of use cases and explore the latest features and streamline your scheduling process for your organization. Thank you once again for being part of today's webinar. We look forward to partnering you with your journey on scheduling success with SUMO Scheduler.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.